Alrighty, howdy ho folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Harvestella. Last episode, well, we finally got back into the Divine Seas Lake Cave. This episode, I guess we might be able to, I don't know, do a boss fight. Also, off screen, I did look at the stupid ice thing that us activating the hazard turned it to ice when everything else in the dungeon has already been ice. It did change its texture a bit, but in no way did it look like water when I was first looking at it. Especially in a dungeon that's filled with ice and everything is icy. Like legit, you'd think if they were doing a dungeon like this, where you enter and everything's frozen over, the opposite game mechanic would be what the heck you need to do. This area is blocked off because of this ice. Let's use this one monolith or whatever, this one thing, to melt it. And now we can get through. That's how this dungeon should have been set up. But no, 100%. I'm assuming each of these frickin' like Seas Light besides the first dungeon probably have some stupid dungeon mechanic related to the season they're supposed to be, because I think the summer one had like water mechanics or whatever when it didn't need it, but that was the most hashed on, like, oh, we need something to do mechanics wise with ice. Oh, we already have like ice sliding things. No, we need something a bit more because that's nothing really, and this dungeon's really horribly set up. You can freeze things, but it's an ice cave completely frozen over. We'll add something that's not frozen. Whoa, dude, you're really thinking hard, aren't you? Heck, maybe make it so freeze, like obviously the FOEs got frozen. Make it so like it was vertical, where like I needed to freeze one on a lower level to walk across. That would have been viable too. I'm just saying the pools of water that are completely surrounded by everything else that's frozen, and you can't tell they're pools of water, is stupid. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, what is this? I don't know, Arya. Plants? Looks like this place actually gets sunlight, so... Oh, are those the weird flower things? Okay. I don't really care, but I guess they're the flower things. So this is where they were propagated. Did you not know that? You've got a red one. Shrika, did you ever ask the Patriarch about those flowers? Dude, we were over this last episode. She's daft. She does not pay attention to that. The flower thingies of the Indulgentia Church, who cares? It's all made up gobbledygook, who cares? Absolve us of our sins. Humans are born sinful creatures. Quietus was born from that sin. The flower purifies us and the land. Not for nothing, but from what I heard from the other NPCs, this is a new blessing thing. This is a new way of just, gosh, what is it? Baptism. It's new. Completely effing new. So, like, why is everyone just A-okay with it? The more you say it, the shadier it sounds. No, Arya, that's just how religion works. Like, we have religions IRL that are like, yeah, you get baptized and you're absolved of your sins, man. That's just how religion works, Arya. I get it. You don't like religion. You don't like most things. You're racist to everyone I know. Nobody likes you, Arya. Of course, even his most devout worshippers didn't believe him at first. Okay, so, like, legit. It is this generation. The Patriarch set it up. Like, when I was saying that like a minute ago or so, I was like, am I remembering it right? Like, is there some deep lore thing where this is actually several generations old? Because like legit, why isn't Shrika like baptized in it then? This is the same generation she was born into after she was like a part of the order. Why was every other like member of the church baptized this way except her and her orphan brother? I'm certain we're gonna get some like weird freaking reason why that's like, I didn't want to bring you into this monstrosity, I wanted you two to be pure or whatever, when the stupid like priest dude has a moment of clarity. Who cares? This is a new baptism thing that this dude came up with within the past, I want to say 10 years. Everyone just instantly adopted it. Every member of the church is a part of it. Everyone's like all aboard on it. Everyone who's like slightly worshiping and slightly a part of the church and slightly religious just goes with it. It's like, oh, people didn't believe him at first or whatever, but we had full proof that people were absolved of their sins and quietus didn't happen anymore, even though we just had quietus. Sure. Who cares? Whatever. Whatever. They would whisper about the strange flower the Patriarch was suddenly trying to foist on people. Yeah, it's just... who cares? I hate this. But when the sea's light changed and calamities befell the city, people will cling to anything for salvation. So this isn't just new within the past few years. This is new as in this started a month ago. Excuse me? This whole baptism process started a month ago in game. Because, you know, a month ago in game, when we started the game and slowly had stupid, I'm from the future, blah, blah, blah. She's the one, like, after plot nonsense with her after the tutorial or whatever, and we're actually able to play the game. You know, because we had like 3 episodes of not being able to play the game. Actually more, probably. Of nothing but tutorial cutscenes. When we were actually able to play the game, that's when the sea's light started changing. Less than a month ago in game, this whole baptism thing started. No, this is so stupid. This is so effing stupid. This is one of the most idiotic. He got the entire church order in on it. He got everyone in town in on it. No, this is dumb. This is 100% really dumb. This is so effing stupid. His oracle would prophesize a disaster, and just like that, it would occur. Like, a patriarch pushing a new religious thing. And he's like, oh, your town's gonna have an avalanche. And then a week later, an avalanche happens. They're going to think he's the one doing it. People are distrustful, yo. Like, no, this is dumb. This is dumb. It saved hundreds of lives, and he killed thousands more. Who cares? In time, anyone not seen embracing the purity of the flower, Indogentia, gobbledygook, whatever crystal flower thing in front of me, was rumored to be tainted. Dude, less than a month. It has been less than a month. People were frantic to own one, and before you knew it, the flower became more important than prayer. Less than a month. But I couldn't believe that our faith would transform in such a way. Faith of what? What do you do? What do you pray about? Faith is in prayer. Is that what your church does? It's the first time I'm hearing about anyone praying. We've had an entire dungeon and plotline and everything centered around a church, and this is the first time I hear any of you guys pray. Once more, every single time I play this game, it's like, am I being gaslit? It is this stupid, right? It is this stupid. Like, what the absolute heck? It buds from the wishes of the heart, not something you pin to your clothes. I mean, yeah, like, that's not a bad message. I dislike the ideology of thinking you can just buy salvation. Like, a lot of churches actually sell that. A lot of cults sell that. It's not a good ideology. Being able to buy, like, oh, here's this one little blessing thing, and you can hold on to that, and you're good now. That's just taking advantage of people who are anxious and not doing okay in their everyday. It is aggressive and cruel and capitalistic in nature, which goes against a majority of church teachings, at least IRL. This is not a good story showcasing that. But what was I to do? Get an editor for your storyline and actually have them flesh it out? The human heart is fickle. It's always searching for the easy solution. Shut up, Arya. You are not deep. You are not philosophical, and you are not wise. Just shut up. Meanwhile, the whatever indulgentia whatever who's was it spread throughout the holy city, but nobody knew its true purpose. And the true purpose is... oh wait, Arya asked. Like, you guys won't answer me when I ask questions, but in a cutscene, somebody else asked. We could finally get an answer. So are you finally gonna tell us what that is? You know, don't you? Shrika, I have one question for you. Stop diverting questions. Like, give info. Those that have been left behind. Are any of them wearing that flower? Yeah, we already knew that. Shrika, did you not put 2 and 2 together? I mean, I know she's daft. Everyone in this game really is. But come on. Come to think of it, no, they aren't. Is this supposed to be a big reveal moment? Anyone who hasn't been wearing a whatever flower is still in the city. Yeah, it was only 4 of us. We were the only ones in the city. No, we didn't have a stone. Or one of those stupid flower things. Well, whatever. I hate this. I hate this. How could this be? Like, even though we know that's the answer. I even pointed it out during the cutscene last episode. How he phrased it is not enough to go on. Because there's too small of a pool, and the scientific method also needs, like, a lot of other aspects besides the super small pool of testing. You need placebo, like, things entered there. Like, there's a lot more testing that need to be done. But yeah, let's just go with that. I like how she just instantly believes it. Because last cutscene, when we were in town, I'm pretty certain they said the only people in town were Shrika, their sites, Arya, and my character. And they didn't know Boat was in town. Yeah, all 5 of us didn't have the stupid flower on. Congrats. It's not enough to go on with what he just said technically, but it was obviously where it was leading. I'm saying, just like last episode, they're not good at connecting threads. They're not good at bridging gaps. They're not good at telling a story. I thought as much. Like, legit, if when we were in town, we interacted with a few non-believer type dudes that were totally like, oh, I'm not a part of church, but my tent, like, I don't like this church nonsense, but my wife or whatever was part of it and kind of forced me over here, but I'm not getting any of that freaking baptism nonsense. I've been worshiping the same way for 90 years. Just that kind of nonsense. And then you realize his wife is gone. He's worried when we get back in town. There's a few characters kind of like that, but he's not taken away. That's enough for that plot line and that thought process to bridge the gap. At least in universe world building wise. Obviously, as a player, we knew that. As a player, we comprehended that immediately because it's constantly been telling us that. Not showing, not hinting, telling us. They just refuse to do it well. Because honestly, I just came up with that scenario off the top of my head. It doesn't take much to turn this horribly written scenario into something that fits a bit better world building wise. But that would require them to world build. And they don't want to do that because that was effort. They just didn't put any effort. You think the whatever flower who's a what's it has something to do with this? Yeah, Arya, that's whatever. If it did, explaining it here would take a horribly long time. What? Wait, what? You think the flowers have something to do with the entire town being kidnapped and all the people who were kidnapped and disappeared were people with flowers on? If it was like that, I wouldn't have the time to explain it to you as we're currently standing in a huge field of these flowers and nothing's happening besides this cutscene. Just go and see for yourself. All truths are waiting for you up ahead. Whatever, Bo. Can I go on record again that I don't like anyone in this game? I really don't. You know what I find freaking hilarious? Like, so, one, this whole stupid blessing, baptism thing's only been, like, the past month. But, what was it? Shrika said, everyone was banned from entering the cave, which is weird because she was just in the cave with like 2 other priests, even though she's not supposed to be in the cave. You activated the V chilled confinement modus monolite. Cool, whatever. But not only were nobody else allowed in the cave besides Shrika and those 2 priests that one time because they needed to be there for a cutscene, only the Patriarch was going in. Which means, via proxy, that dude, every time he went in, was picking flowers to bring out for this huge master plan, carrying them in his robe so nobody would notice, and bringing them to drop off. I crap you not, that was happening. There is no other way of explaining what the heck, like, this whole circumstance was, unless somebody else was helping him that didn't notice it was, like, the flower thing was happening, and did not say anything to anyone else. The frickin' stupid Patriarch was smuggling flowers in his robes. Anyways, what's up, dude?
Come on, don't get sloppy. Pull yourself together.
I guess he'll, sure.
Just die.
Do you guys just, like, barf? Alright, cool. Whatever. I was honestly hoping we were done with this dungeon. Not gonna lie, I was really hoping we were. Oh, well. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me guess, I need to... Yeah. You guys deal with them after that point. Where is... Okay, the way up's right here. Okay. There we go. Verticality. You could tell dungeon design is good when they compensate for verticality. Except not really, because this is not very good verticality. Or anything. This dungeon's just not good. Oh, right. Wait, it's not just this dungeon that's not good. It's this game. I forgot about that bit. Gosh dang, man. So, I'm going to guess these, like, golem things are actually made out of people or something. And I just... That's my headcanon right now. Correct or incorrect, I don't know, and I don't really care. If I'm wrong, it's whatever. It honestly is. I welcome a twist in this game that I don't see a country mile away. I really do.
I owe you one.
I hope you're prepared.
Like, it would be nice if they actually did some unique frickin' world building and plotline stuff, but they don't do that, as I've already showcased just earlier this episode. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a game that so vehemently does not want a world build.
Sorry.
It just 100% is like, no, we are not world building. We are not doing that, man. Just vehemently refuses. I have never seen another game do that. It's effing weird. Like, really effing weird. Oh, we got some silver ore. Nice. I think we'll actually be able to upgrade our weapon now. Good stuff. But yeah, it just feels icky in a sense. It's like I paid for and am playing some dude's freaking like half-butted I hate this class essay because he hated the teacher and he made it out of spite. Like, he just wrote the essays like, you're gonna fail if you don't do anything for this class. It's like, fine, I'll write an essay, whatever. And the teacher still passed them because the teacher didn't want to deal with his freaking annoying butt again next year. That's what this game feels like. That's like just everything happening in this game. No passion, done out of spite, fully petty, just worthless. And it was $60. $60 retail. to pay for this spiteful, I hate my job game. Like, it's just so effing absurd.
Don't get sloppy. Pull yourself together.
I think we were reaching a point. I'm not even seeing really any backtrack points I can do anything with. It could be fine if I could find a backtrack point. I'd be good, but... Actually, is that a...
I owe you one.
Am I able to, what is it? No, yeah, I think I am. Actually, I don't care about you guys. This is what I'm getting to. Just do this. There we go. That should be fine. So I thought this game had like a proper curfew system, but... Can I look at the map? Am I not allowed to just look at the map? There button. There we go. I guess it's a backtrack. Whatever. We'll call it good. I thought this game had a proper curfew system, but apparently it just kind of says, hey, it's midnight. Okay, goodbye, textures. I didn't know that. Apparently use... Oh, no, okay. Fine, whatever. I guess I wasn't quick enough in getting back home. I was only able to make it to my front porch. Okay, never mind about what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, I thought this game had a curfew system, but apparently when it hits midnight, it's just early hours, and then nada, you're just able to keep going, which is weird, before it'll go to the next day. No, apparently there is a curfew system. They just set it up so it's several hours after midnight when they say you can't be out during midnight. But they won't show you what time it is because at midnight it will say it's early hours. Why did they set it up? What? Why did they set it up like that? What? Why? Like, just why is it set up like that?
See you later.
Like, let me put it this way. The first Story of Seasons on the SNES had a similar system where the date would not change until you went to sleep, basically. You're kind of locked into it's X day of X month until you went to sleep. That wasn't inherently a bad thing, because the game would still let you do things as long as your stamina was good enough to do things. Because the game was based around a stamina system. You know, kind of like how this one claims to be, but isn't. Yeah. Anyways, just... I don't know, the wise man route? Who cares? I don't check my mail. I really don't. There's no reason to. Why would I do that?
Bye-bye.
It's gonna give me a side quest about finding a kid in the woods or whatever when I have no reason to find a kid in the woods. Let the kid die. Who cares? They're not an NPC. I have never seen that kid in town since. That kid does not exist outside of that cutscene in that quest line. They are not an actual NPC in this game filled with nameless NPCs. Why would I do that subquest? Why would I do any subquest? They don't equate to anything. No, I'm just not going to do that. Screw your freaking mail. Screw random people just saying like, oh, I need you for whatever right now. I don't care. I really don't care. Okay, so that's apparently the mount thing. That is a lot of spikes, man. That's a lot of horns. Why are they red? Okay, so I'm assuming that's the mount thing. Why did they add bloody, like, stains at the edges of its horns? Why? And I'm supposed to be like riding that with the freaking like, can you imagine that running? Yeah, I understand why it's bloody. Yeah, it's legit bloody textured. That is blood splatter textured. That is so weird. Why did they do that? I understand like if you're riding it, it's going to be like bobbing its head. It's blood splattered because it stabbed people in the head. That is the most world building I've seen in this game. Which is horrifying on various levels. I was going on a rant about stupid subquest stuff. I don't care anymore. Just, this game sucks. I can't believe they added a curfew system. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. So the first story of seasons, like I was saying, you can't freaking, yeah, upgrade that. Level 5, so I can actually do damage. Dogma El Elysium. Shrika's sacred weapon. Oh, it's actually called a weapon. Wow. Wow. I think that's the first time we've seen another thing called a weapon. Which is horrifying. Shrika's sacred weapon. A sword imbued with magical power. According to scripture, every swing of Dogma points towards paradise. Stupid. Heresy. Boat sniper rifle. It was created by a curious inventor. Requires occasional maintenance. Yep, it's a gun. Oh well. I hate this game so much. I hate it so effing much. I really, really do. Anyways, the first story of seasons / Harvest Moon. It was based around the stamina system, so you wouldn't be able to do things after your stamina was knocked out. But you could, if you're smart, kind of work around it. Where, like, once you unlocked hot springs, you could bathe in the hot springs, restore some of your stamina, do things. And if you're smart and actually willing to, at night, when, like, it hits that cutoff time point, basically, since you're not kicked to the next day or forced to pass out, you could get a lot, and I mean a lot of work done that you didn't want to focus on at the time because you wanted to focus on befriending NPCs and maybe a marriage prospect, so on and so forth. So it was handled well for what it was and rewarded the players who played intelligently, as well as the honestly felt fitting for those that just want to play naturally. Another story of seasons adjacent game I'm currently playing, but what is it? This one? Yeah, it's this one. Get that out of the way. Sorry, like I know I'm just looking at like all the text via every single save, and it's just like entering my brain and immediately leaving it. Like I'm not grasping anything it's saying at any point. It's just gobbledygook in my head because this game's just known for that. Anyways, on my channel Immortal Life, that game's another farming one. And as opposed to having the date cut off, it's perfectly fine letting you play past the cutoff for the date and then moving into the next day while you're still awake. It will just do a quick cutscene like, hey, it's no longer this day, it's that day. And you'll just continue playing. You know, like a well-designed game. Anyways. The game does have incentive, though, to actually sleep, because it will help you recover your stamina. You can do that via eating, and you can just kind of power through things. And world building wise, that's not even super weird, because your character is cultivating immortality. They're kind of weird superhumans at the end of the day. So them being able to stay up for days on end, is it super odd in setting, which sounds weird?
I hope you're prepared.
Okay, you two, start attacking. But basically it works perfectly fine as a system. This game tries to have a stamina system, but then actually just turns it into a weird hunger-based system. This game has a curfew, and then you get to the curfew time, and you're just given like several in-game hours afterward of like, hey, it's curfew time, before you're forced into your curfew. It's weird. They didn't stay true to basic like gameplay elements that they were the ones enforcing. That's the weird bit. They're the ones that set up this whole system, and they just didn't do it well in any way, shape, or form. what does the hunger gauge and the freaking like stamina thing add to this game? Why do I need that in this game technically? I like how the like ladder doesn't go all the way down because they designed the ladders the same in every single dungeon.
I hope you're prepared.
Like quite literally, there's just a ladder model thing they've used, and they just don't fit some places they put the ladders. Kind of like when we were like first introduced to the ladders and repairing them in the first dungeon, and they just were not attached to the ground. Gosh, so freaking cheap, man. So effing insulting. Like all they had to do was give a modicum of effort, just a modicum, a small amount. They effing refused. Anyways, basically it's the hunger system doesn't add anything. It doesn't. The stamina system doesn't add anything. It really doesn't. The curfew system doesn't add anything. And you want to know why it doesn't add anything at the end of the day? Because this game isn't a farming game. I've talked about it and showcased it multiple times. They don't care about the farming game aspect of this game. They wanted to make an action JRPG, and they didn't even do that well. It's a bad action RPG. This is not fun. This is not a good game. Do not grab this. It's a bad game. But like beyond that, they just they felt like they needed to check boxes, I swear, for various farm game isms. And it just doesn't work out. It just 100% doesn't work out.
Your judgment day has come.
What we get is a bunch of like tacked on nonsense that are supposed to be related to the fact that it's a farming game or an action RPG or anything, and not a single freaking anything in this game feels well thought out or handled. Nothing in this game feels like they fully fleshed out a single aspect of it. They didn't flesh out combat. They didn't flesh out classes. They didn't flesh out like anything. There's nothing. This game is 100% a bunch of random ideas they put together and didn't finish.
Pay me if you die here.
It just 100% did not finish any idea they had for this game.
I owe you one.
It's just like, why? Why even make a game if you're not going to finish a single thing? I wouldn't be surprised if they like this game kind of ends on a cliffhanger, not because they were intending for a sequel, but they didn't properly write the ending.
Just die.
Like just were like, yeah, we're not going to really like close off what the heck's going on in this game because we don't know how and we're not going to put effort into it. I would not be surprised if they did that. Because yeah, it wouldn't be because they were intending a sequel. This game, nobody liked making it. I swear to Christ. There is no way people made this game and were like, yeah, this was a lot of fun to make. It was one of my favorite projects. Nobody liked making this. Nobody had fun doing anything in this. Oy vey. So like, not for nothing, considering I've been going around this dungeon the second day or whatever. After skipping that one bit, because I dropped the ladder, is there any reason to have this area like frozen again? Like, I don't think I've come across anything that's needed me to cross it, and I wasn't able. Oh wait, right here. Right effing here. By the way, I guess it looks like water. It's moving. Okay. Like, I'll accept it, I guess. Who cares? Whatever. Cool. Just, whatever. Guess this is where we're at.
Let's get this over with.
You guys have a fear thing? That's stupid. I mean, it's fine. It's just, this game's combat isn't good. Whatever. Game sucks. I could be getting the smallest inconvenience in this game at this point, and I'd be like, oh, come on. How could you do that? Meanwhile, the inconvenience could be like, yeah, you just need to go into town for this one cutscene. Actually, I've pointed that out. Having to like exit a cutscene, and then it wants you to go directly to another cutscene 5 feet away. The smallest of inconveniences in this game annoy me because this game just isn't enjoyable. Anyways, now that we freaking got to the next cutscene, I guess, it's been an episode. I'll talk to y'all in another episode of Harvestella where we find out the evil machinations of the Patriarch and the underlying sins of the church or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Who the F cares about this game? I just read somewhere somebody put 200 hours in this game. Like, I was looking up where to get more silver ore in case I needed to get it to upgrade my weapon again. Like before this recording session, it's like, I don't care about spoilers. Where's it at? Oh, it's in the dungeon we didn't go to. Fine, we're good on silver ore. We'll get it eventually. Who cares? And someone who's like, yeah, I put in 200 hours to 100% this game. Why? Why would you put that much time into this game? It is not the NES era anymore. You do not need to put hundreds of hours into a game because it's the only game you have, and the game is just like arcade levels difficult. You don't need to do that anymore. Play a different game. Do not play Harvestella. I'm playing Harvestella, so you don't have to. Anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Ciao.